All right, hey guys, I got our guest of the evening tonight, and he's going to come on here and give his opinion on what has transpired in the combat sports media. He is the current Rumble Down ATG Trivia World Boxing Champion, none other than Jazzy Jeff Mayweather. Jeff, welcome back to the show. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. So
now, Jeff, we got some questions. Obviously, we're bringing you on the past couple days. I think since the last UFC on Saturday night, throughout boxing websites and MMA websites. I think it even appeared, there was a clip on it on ESPN. It's all over the place. We obviously had to bring you out here on your thoughts. You know, the headlines read everywhere. Dana White blasts Jeff Mayweather for his comments on the Floyd Mayweather, your nephew, and Conor McGregror potential fight that'll be happening. Well, I kind of know what's going to be happening, but what are your thoughts on that, Jeff? Like, what are your thoughts on what Dana White said in the media recently?
I mean, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I look at it as business, and you know, it's one of those things where sometimes, you know, you be in certain places in certain situations, and you get access to certain things, and that's what happened. You know, and I just spoke about it. You know, and of course, I mean, you know, for him, of course, that looks bad. You know, but at the end of the day, it doesn't. You know, I mean, you're his boss, so you don't have to try to hide or do anything. You know, it is what it is. But you know, I mean, he took offense to what I said, and you know. And
well, what exactly was it that you said? What is it that you said that got him? I mean, was there something that you? I honestly have no idea. I mean, obviously, Jeff, you know better than anybody. We like to stir up some trouble and drama, and obviously, we're not trying to do that with you. But what is it exactly that he said?
Well, no.
Said
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what was said. What was said was that, you know, Conor McGregor is getting because everybody thought I was talking about an 80-20. You know, split with Floyd. You know, and
right.
then of course the UFC fans went bonkers about that, but it's not that, because Floyd money is guaranteed. If the fight happens, Floyd's gonna get what he asked for. You know, but the split between Conor and the UFC is he gets 20% and they get 80%. You know, and basically I said that, you know, I said I did an interview with I think Helen, I can't think of her last name.
Helen Yee.
But I did.
Yeah, I know Helen Yee.
Yes. I did an interview with her, and basically, you know, I let the cat out the bag, and I just said basically that, you know, I mean, still Conor's going to make more money than he ever did. So, I mean, but I also said that, but that's still a tough pill to swallow. I mean, if you're the one that's fighting, you know, and so, of course, I mean. Obviously, somebody saw it, or you know, or Dana saw it himself, and of course, he felt, you know, compelled to, you know, to come after me about it.
Michael Dawes. Okay. Michael Dawes.
Hello.
Elliot. Yeah, no, we're here, Jeff.
Hey, I'm here.
Some other guys. Yeah, different. Elliot.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing? This is Elliot Vasquez.
I'm good.
Good. I got two questions. My first one, I want to start with Floyd. And to me, the key word is patience. You know, Conor's over here waiting to have his baby. Mayweather set a month for him. He says he can't do it. We all know here that Mayweather does not need the money. I mean, he could use this money, he could make his fight, but he's set for life. His kids are set for life. So do you think that Floyd will eventually run out of patience and not make this fight happen because Conor is, you know, he's waiting around for too long for this fight to even, you know, happen and negotiations go through with the fight?
I mean, that possibly could happen, but I think that it's one of those situations where, it's easy money, and basically, I think that in the beginning it was kind of a game, and Floyd was just basically playing with him. But I think that after he kept whooping off, that, he finally did get under Floyd's skin. And I think that then Floyd said that he wanted to settle it, and I think that's where he's at now. I think that he wants to get in the ring with Conor and beat his ass. And so I think that's where they're at right now. And but like you said, I mean, if it takes too long, there's a possibility that it won't happen because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think part of the negotiations is still, at least on Conor's side is because I mean, I wouldn't be happy with that split. If I'm the one fighting, I'm sorry.
No, and my final question had to do with the split. It's obvious that Dana White doesn't know what he's doing in terms of promoting a boxing fight. He hasn't been in the boxing game since he used to manage fighters back in Boston in like the late '80s, early '90s, and then he got rid out of town by Whitey Bulger, but that's another story. So, do you think that maybe someone else should step up and do the negotiations for him? Because it obviously sounds like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's too used. He's in that UFC bubble, and he has nothing. There's nothing for him in boxing, and he's actually sounding like it. So, do you think that someone else should step up for him and do this fight?
Well, I mean, that's possible, but at the same time, if you're used to being you're the boss. You're not going to let nobody else step in and take your place and be that. So I think that, Dana's going to do the negotiation, and he's going to do it the way he wants to do it, whether I say something about it or if I don't say anything about it. I think that it's just a situation in which, he's in a position of power because he can't dictate anything to Floyd. He can only dictate something to Conor.
Right.
Hey, Jeff, I got an interesting question for you. We know you're retired. You're a former world champion. You fought some great fighters in your day. You're very active in the gym. You're in very good shape. Now, Mayweather-McGregor is going to happen before the end of the year. I think it's unless something falls apart. But let's discuss the undercard. And I got a great idea for the undercard here. You got Dana White semi-trashing you in the media. It's obviously the headlines are he's blasting you. And where you're from, you're in the rough Grand Rapids, Michigan, the rough street of Michigan. If there was enough money on the table, and Dana White always said he was an amateur boxer, he's a big boxing fan. If there was enough money on the table for you to lace him back up one more time to step in the ring in the co-main event of Mayweather-McGregor and for you to fight Dana White, would you be interested in something like that?
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
How much money would that take, though, would you say, for something like that to get you out there? I mean,
it won't have to take a whole lot of money. Because I already know that what's going to happen with that.
Now, give me your prediction. If that fight was to happen, give me your prediction in that fight. Does it go rounds? I mean, we'd obviously have to do a 6-rounder. Dana White with not much, for no professional boxing experience. You've been out of the ring for quite some time. Let's say in a 6-round fight, you versus Dana White, Mayweather-McGregor undercard co-feature. How's that fight end?
Well, basically, I mean, don't get me wrong. I can't go up and start bragging and say I'm going to knock him out because I've never been a puncher. I've just been a boxer. So, I mean, I'm sure Dana will probably be standing, after the 6th round, but he'll be beat up and he'll be played with because he would never be able to hit me.
So at least a decision. At least you would wipe the floor with him.
I would win a decision easy over Dana. I know that. I mean, he's much bigger than me, but still, that wouldn't matter because I know how to box. He don't.
I like it. I would say, honestly, that Dana White, if you're listening or if you hear this, keep antagonizing my good friend Jeff Mayweather. Get your money right, and you guys got a very interesting co-feature. I think that fight, Mayweather-White, is just as intriguing as Mayweather-McGregor. I think we should make that happen. A lot of people, and I'm not, listen, and this isn't Jeff Mayweather. Don't let nobody misconstrue this. This isn't Jeff Mayweather speaking here. But I think a lot of people wouldn't mind seeing Dana White get his butt kicked, especially in a boxing ring. Am I wrong? I got a lot of co-hosts on here. Am I wrong? Like Elliot, Barrett,
Hell no.
Doss.
Hell no, you're not wrong, man. Dude, I didn't even want to pay for the fight.
I'd love to see the
I told everybody on the show that I would not pay for that fight, but if Jeff fights Dana fucking White, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. I will buy it. But I'm going to tell you.
I would have to agree.
But Jeff, you know, you're a friend of the show, but I'm going to tell you one thing. You know, and I'm not being biased here. He's got a meathead, man. His head is like twice the size of your head. You're going to find him all damn day long. You will knock him out. You're going to knock his pumpkin head off his damn shoulders, man.
Well, I mean, that much is true, but, well, I'm still not trying to be a harm's way.
Look at your family. Look at Floyd. He ain't a puncher either, but he's going to knock the shit out of McGregor, and you know this.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said,
because McGregor's he's not a real boxer either. Just like Dana White. Dana White, he's a boxer size instructor, man. Really? Boxing versus boxer size. Who's going to win that one?
Yeah, I have to agree with Doss. I mean, that'll be more interesting than seeing Mayweather versus, you know, Conor McGregor, because we all know what's going to happen there. But Jeff Mayweather, you know, Jeff versus Dana White, that's going to be interesting. How is Jeff going to chop him down and timber his ass? I mean, that fight right there, I agree with you, Doss. I'd rather see Jeff Mayweather versus Dana White than Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor.
Are you even older than he is? How old is Dana White? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
I think he's probably close to 50.
He's like in his mid to late 40s, man. Easy. How old are you, Jeff?
I'm 53.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not going to be really a big age factor there, because I know Dana has to be in his late 40s.
Yeah, he's got to be in his 40s at least. Maybe his late 40s.
I want to see that fight. I mean, Frank kind of brought it up. I haven't even been thinking about it. I'm just thinking about these two guys going back and forth. You know, Jeff's going to win that debate because, you know, we all know that boxing's better than MMA anyway. But anyway, he brought that up.
Of course,
and
man.
I'm blown away. I mean, this is what needs to happen.
I mean,
how can we get Dana White to sign a contract?
No, even in my rebuttal, you know, to Dana White, it wasn't like I wasn't trying to go after him or anything like that, because, I mean, first of all, I'm above that, and secondly, I'm at a different place in my life right now where, you know, I mean, you know, I'm past, you know, going back and forth like a kid, you know, that's been scorned, you know. So basically, you know, I just basically spoke on the fact that we were friends at one point in time, and you know, the relationship that we had, and that is no longer the same because he's changed. It's not me that changed, it's him.
Yeah. But I think he's probably scared that he might lose his job pretty soon, too, because, you know, China did buy out the UFC. They have been firing guys left and right. And, you know, Dana might have to fight you to get his last pension. He might have to fight you to get that last bit of money. He's probably about to lose the bag.
And this is not even a dream fight.
Well, it's true, though. I mean, Elliot, the thing about it is Dana White is so scared right now to lose his job. He's probably trying to make. He acts like he don't want to make Mayweather and McGregor, but he's going to make Mayweather-McGregor because it's going to make the Chinese UFC a ton of money that they're losing right now. They're losing their ass. There's people getting laid off. The fights ain't making anything. If anybody watched that garbage last weekend, Daniel Cormier and Johnson, it was garbage. I guarantee you it didn't even do $150,000. And then Rumble Johnson tires after the fight. They just lost another top UFC guy. That's another guy they lost. So Dana might have to make the fight to keep his job. He might have to make the fight with you to keep his job.
Well, I mean, the one thing I think anyway that UFC they do too many pay-per-views. I mean, it's like a pay-per-view every single month. You know,
exactly.
I mean, so I mean, you're going to have your ups and your downs if you're trying to, because nobody likes everybody. So I mean, some fans are not going to, even if they're UFC fans, are not going to go out and buy something every month just because it's on TV.
Well, the only problem with that is they do make too many pay-per-views, definitely. But the one thing about it is they only have two people that really can compete with boxing with their pay-per-views. There's only two people they had. One was Ronda Rousey, who is not going to be doing that anymore. I'm saying they're not going to fight anymore. She's probably going to Hollywood. And then you got Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor gets beat by Floyd. That could be done too. They're going to take one big paycheck, and then their guy's done. McGregor might get beat up in the UFC. If he gets beat by Floyd Mayweather or knocked out, he is not. I guarantee you, he might not want to show his face in the UFC. So they're risking. They've already risked one. They already risked one of their top favorites. Ronda Rousey fought Holly Holm. Now they're going to risk it against Floyd too in a boxing match. So if they lose Conor McGregor, they are done. They don't have anybody else that can do the numbers that they're doing.
No, that much is true.
What's that?
I said that much is true.
Yeah, I mean, Cormier doesn't make any money. Anderson Silva doesn't make the kind of money he made good money anymore. I mean, who's the top stars they got? They don't have anybody else except Conor McGregor. That's the.
Goss, here, and I just want to ask. I want to ask Jeff. I know you've been asked this question numerous times. You've obviously trained world champions in boxing, but you've also trained world champions in MMA as well. Your nephew is arguably the best fighter of all time, easily the best fighter of this era. From you training each of these fighters, no matter what Conor McGregor does he stand a chance in a boxing match with your nephew?
No, he has no chance at all. I mean, the one reality is this, is that Floyd has fought the best fighters of his era. And, Conor could be easily beaten by, for instance, my fighter Kevin will beat Conor McGregor.
Yeah, no,
he got 7 fights. He got 7 fights, and he'll beat Conor McGregor. So now you're talking about a guy that's basically lived his whole life boxing. And even had a 20-year career at it. And you have a guy that haven't had a fight, since he was like a teenager. Don't get me wrong, that combat sport, that boxing is a whole different, totally different animal than the UFC. Because, if he can't kick, he can't elbow, he can't do none of those things, he's going to get his ass whooped. And he's going to get his ass whooped bad.
Now, let me ask you a question. One more question, Ellie, before I take this up, and I want to stay on this. Now, for the sake of the fighters, that fight happened. I honestly, in reality, I don't see McGregor lasting 3 minutes with Floyd. Does Floyd play with him a couple rounds to at least give the fans their money's worth? I don't think does he at least go 3-4 rounds to say, to play with him, to toy with him, keep him in it, just so it doesn't make it look like all these people wasted their money, especially UFC fans. Do you think he would do something like that?
I mean, that's a possibility to punish him a little bit more. But at the same time, I think Conor has gotten under Floyd's skin, and you know, any opportunity that he sees to get him out of there, I think he's going to get him out of there.
Yeah, Elliot. I'm sorry.
No,
Elliot.
I just want to ask Jeff. Yeah, I'm here. Jeff, if this fight does happen, obviously it's going to be the biggest fight since Mayweather-Pacquiao. Do you think that fight will break the pay-per-view buys of Mayweather-Pacquiao, which was, I believe, 4.4 million pay-per-view buys, all-time record?
I think so. I think because of the fact that, you know, the people that come from the UFC side, you know, that's a whole different audience, you know, that's gonna and they have a huge following as well, you know. And then there's a lot of the boxing people that say they're not gonna spend their money, they're not gonna do this, but they're gonna find a way to watch it no matter what, you know. And so somebody's gonna be paying for it, even if you're gonna be at somebody's house. It'll be 20 of y'all at one person's house. It's still somebody gonna pay for it.
It could break the record only if Jeff fights Dana White.
I'm telling you, Jeff fights Dana White.
That's going to be huge. Seriously, huge, I mean, you and Dana are not talking, Jeff. Am I correct?
What? I mean, no. I mean, this just happened.
Yeah, I know, but have you been talking to him pretty regular before this?
No, I mean, I don't see him that much, but when I do see him, we speak. And if I see him, even though I see him now, I will speak to him. But I don't know how he will receive it, because to me, at the end of the day,
what I'm getting at is how could you possibly go about maybe, you know, putting your hat in the ring, you know, tell him, you know, who can you talk to? How can you reach Dana White and tell him, hey, you want to fight? Do you want to do this? I'm serious. I think it would be great for boxing. It would be great for the show. If you and Dana fight if they are sanctioning Conor McGregor, they are going to sanction you and Dana, no doubt.
I agree 100%.
But how could you go about it, Jeff? Who could you talk to? Who do you think that could really make this happen?
I don't really know. I mean, I wouldn't know where I wouldn't even know where to start.
Hi, Jeff, Harris Parks here. I have a question for you, Jeff.
You go to nephew Floyd, and tell Floyd to make that happen and talk to Dana and see what can be worked out.
Ooh. Can I piggyback on another question there, Jeff?
Yeah.
Harris Parks. A quick question. So we asked earlier, one of the co-hosts asked earlier if you thought Floyd would toy with Conor, you know, to drag the fight on for fans, right? Well, I have a question on to piggyback on that and Daws's question as well. Would you toy with Dana, understanding that he's in the wrong field, the wrong arena? Would you drag it on and beat him up just for the fans' sake to drag the fight on, or would you just get him out of there?
No, I would try my best to knock him out of the first punch if I could.
I'll drop him.
But another thing, Jeff, and I mentioned Floyd, and I think you're going, ooh, you know, what do you think that Floyd would think of this? Do you think he would be for you offering to fight Dana?
No, say it again.
Do you think that Floyd would be for you wanting to fight Dana?
Do I think he would be for me?
Yeah, do you think he'd be for it? Do you think he would want, you know, he wouldn't mind that happening? Do you think that he would have anything to say so about it, or?
I don't think he would care about that.
Hell, he'd probably get some enjoyment out of it.
He might. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think that he would have a problem with that at all.
Uncle Jeff still got it, man.
Yeah, he does.
I know I got more than him. I know that much when it comes to boxing.
Is this a conversation? Is this a conversation?
You don't know shit about boxing.
Is this a conversation that you will have with Floyd?
Is it a conversation that I would have with Floyd? No, I don't think so. I mean,
would you bring this up to Floyd?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's not about me. It's not about Dana. It's about them two. You know, they're both the face of their sports, and they're coming together, and that's what people are paying for. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people probably would want to see me and Dana go at it, but you know, I mean, that would be kind of like a sideshow to me, you know. But if the price is right, I'll be in that sideshow.
If somebody went to Floyd, and then Floyd goes to you, would you tell him you'd be interested in Dana?
Of course he would.
Of course. If it happens that way,
okay,
yeah.
well, this is going to be an ATG, Frank.
Yes.
So, whoever we're going to make it happen. We're going to have to get into Floyd. If we got to go and stalk Floyd outside of his house and get arrested.
No, listen.
Right.
I think
to get a few
implicated
words
Jeff enough. We implicated we got him enough. I think we got what we need. Jeff, you're our trivia champion. We're bringing you back in a couple weeks when your good friend Kingpin Johnson finishes up with his fight. You got a title defense coming up soon. We brought back the Rumble Down trivia. We're not going to take much more of your time. Yeah, what's up, Jeff?
No, did you know I trained him, right?
Yeah, no, I remember. I remember him coming out. It was the last time you were on the show. Remember, you and him talked after you were on the show at the same time, and he came to Vegas and trained with you. We remember that.
I trained for a Tyson Fury fight.
That's it. That's right. You sure did. And that's he wants to come back out to Vegas, and this is going to be his last fight. He's going to get into promoting. So when he gets back, you and him, your former pupil, and you get back in that rematch. Got a lot of good feedback on it. But Jeff, we appreciate your time, man. We'll obviously we're going to have you back on here ASAP, and I don't know who's listening right now. So if you hear anything, people come up to you tomorrow and say, "Hey, I heard you want to hear Dana White. You want to fight Dana White." You know who's starting to have trouble with you. So let us apologize ahead of time.
Okay.
All right, Jeff. Hey, man, I appreciate your time, bro, and we'll be in touch soon, man.
All right, take care.
See you, Jeff.
All right,
thanks, Jeff.
Bye-bye.
How much?